In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you 4 things that I regret teaching Freddie. First on the list is being allowed at the table when you're eating. And although when the dog is young, it may not seem like such a big deal, but as the dog gets older, maybe you have a bad day or you've had a bad week and you just want to sit down and eat some food, and you've got a dog going between your legs and walking around the table, they're nosing you, they're prodding you, they've got their nostrils just over the corner of the table, and they're begging ultimately for some food from you. And it gets annoying, and I wish that I taught Freddie that when I'm at the table eating, he has to go to his bed. Number 2 on the list is being allowed in the kitchen when I'm cooking. And the main reason for this really is because when I'm handling hot pots and pans and I've got sharp knives, firstly, it's just not the safest of place to have your dog. And on top of that, I don't have a particularly big kitchen, so when I'm trying to move around the kitchen, having Freddie there underneath my feet all the time, it does get a little bit frustrating sometimes. So I wish if I could go back in time, I could teach Freddie to stay on his bed. If I had a little bit more space, it would be nice to be able to have a bed maybe in the kitchen or just outside of the kitchen so he can keep his eyes on me and I can keep my eyes on him and just get him to stay in that position. Number 3 on the list is being allowed under the duvet. Now, how can any of us really resist a cuddle with our furry friends? I know I certainly can't, and unfortunately got into the habit of letting Freddie under the duvet and sleeping with me through the night, and over the course of weeks and months I started to really lose sleep. The reason for this is because when Freddie's under the duvet, he gets too hot, so he then gets back out, and then he gets a bit chilly, so he comes back under. So all night he's on this rotation of being on the duvet and under the duvet, which obviously interrupts my sleep. And number 4 on the list, and this kind of ties into being allowed in the kitchen when I'm cooking. When I go to the kitchen, I'm not always in there to cook. Sometimes I just go in there to get a little snack, and I got into the habit of giving Freddie the end of a banana, or I would allow him to lick the spoon if it had peanut butter on it. This is another one of those things that I can just never resist with it when he gives me his puppy eyes, and I know that he's really going to enjoy some banana and peanut butter. But again, over a course of time, it can get a little bit annoying because sometimes I go to the kitchen to get a glass of water, and if I open a cupboard, he wakes up, he gets out of bed and he runs to the kitchen almost expecting like he's going to get something. So this one isn't the end of the world. I mean, none of them really are. They're mostly just a little bit annoying and they become a little bit of a nuisance over time.